Finally made episode 3. Thanks so much for being patient with me on getting these out. I'm on the latest season now of My Hero but still refrain from posting spoilers. Anyways, this does contain spoilers from season 4, you have been warned. Disclaimer: I don't own any videos, fan art, or the MHA characters. I apologize for any grammar, spelling, or narrator mistakes. As Midoriya, Todoroki, and Eri were talking, there was a sudden explosion behind them. Bakugo had activated his quirk while the three of them weren't paying attention. All his mind could focus on right now was the fact that he had to protect Eri from the heroes. That was his job to do. Todoroki and Midoriya spun around as they tried to figure out where the explosion came from. They stepped in front of Eri to protect her. Little did they know the person causing the explosion was attempting to do the same thing, even if that meant that he was following villain orders. As Bakugo's fire from his hands brought him closer to Midoriya and Todoroki, he blasted them yet again when he finally had good range to do so. Midoriya and Todoroki both activated their quirks as well. Though Bakugo came into view, the two of them froze in place. Midoriya. Kachon. Upon hearing the name, Bakugo stopped for just a second as he froze as well. That name. Why did it sound so familiar and safe to him? Though while he was standing there, he suddenly felt a rush of pain through his body and he let out a groan in pain as he clutched onto his stomach. Todoroki. Bakugo. Bakugo. How do you know my name? Midoriya and Todoroki glanced at each other. Something wasn't right. How could Bakugo not remember that Midoriya and Todoroki were a big part of his life? As Midoriya walked closer to Bakugo, Todoroki watched as Bakugo stared the other down. He was definitely watching Midoriya's every move. Midoriya. Kachon. You're finally here. We haven't seen you in so long. Hugs. Bakugo. What the hell? Back off. Pushes Midoriya off of him. Midoriya. Frowns. Something was different. This was not the Bakugo that Todoroki and Midoriya once knew. While Bakugo had been here, something had happened to him and Midoriya wanted to find out exactly what that something was. He wanted to get Kachon back. He had to. Bakugo wouldn't have to be like this forever, right? Todoroki. Midoriya, are you okay? Midoriya. I'm fine. That's not Kachon. Todoroki. What? What do you mean? Midoriya. I mean that's him and that body, but like there's something off about him. He wouldn't push me away like that and he should know why we know him. Todoroki. That's true. Bakugo. Blast fire at them. Stop talking about me like I'm not here. Midoriya and Todoroki both managed to dodge Bakugo's blasts before he hit them, while also protecting Eri at the same time. Bakugo blasted them again only to have Todoroki's ice powers stop him. This made Bakugo let out a growl as he eventually managed to make the two boys back into the wall before he places one hand beside Midoriya's head and the other was beside Todoroki. Bakugo. Answer my question. Todoroki. Which one? Bakugo. How do you know my name? Midoriya. I've known you since we were kids. Kachon. Bakugo. He freezes at the nickname. Stop calling me that. Midoriya. But I can't, it's part of your name. Bakugo. Grabs Midoriya by the collar with one hand and then uses the other to start up his quirk. I said to stop. Todoroki. Bakugo no. Uses the ice again to put out Bakugo's flame and to freeze his other hand. Midoriya. Shoto, it's fine, I'm alright. Todoroki. He was about to blast you with his quirk. Midoriya. I would have dodged. Todoroki. Midoriya. Midoriya. It's okay. It's not the Kachon we know, remember? Todoroki. Right. So how do we get him back? Bakugo. Blasts them again with his quirk and this time he does manage to hit Midoriya. I warned you to stop talking about me like I'm not here, extras. Todoroki's eyes widened as he rushed over to his boyfriend. He knelt down next to him as he attempted to help Midoriya up. Bakugo. Still has his quirk activated. Eri. Baki. Stop. Bakugo. Why should I? They are trying to take you away from me. Midoriya. Sits up as he smiles a little at Todoroki, letting him know he was okay and only a little hurt. Todoroki. Baby. I'm sorry I didn't stop him in time. Midoriya. It's not your fault. Eri. They said they would take you with them too. I'd still be with you. Smiles. Bakugo. Stops his quirk and pats her head. So you believe them, huh? Eri. I do, they're trying to save us. Bakugo. I don't need saving, little one. Eri. But you do. I know Overhaul did something to you. Bakugo. Scratches the back of his neck. What? Eri, it's okay, he hasn't done anything to me. Todoroki. You're lying. Bakugo. I wasn't talking to you extra. Midoriya. But Kachon, you don't belong here. You belong with us. Bakugo. My whole life is here. Don't you see that? I don't belong anywhere but here now. Todoroki. That's not true. Midoriya. Yeah, look at this. Takes out his phone and shows Bakugo some pictures of the both of them together and also pictures of both of them with Todoroki. As Bakugo looks through the photos, he could feel his lips curl into a small smile. That was him with these two. Some of the memories were slowly starting to come back to him until he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach again. Bakugo. Stop. It hurts. Midoriya. Kachon. Overhaul. You should have taken them down by now. Pathetic. Guess I'll have to punish you later for that. Bakugo. No. Stop. Holds his stomach. Todoroki. Hurries over to Bakugo. What's happening? Overhaul. He's just suffering from the pain of shock that I strapped onto him. Midoriya. Clenches his teeth. Let him go. Activates his quirk and starts to attack him. Bakugo. Help him. Todoroki. What? Bakugo. Forget about me and help him fight Overhaul. Todoroki. Are you sure? Bakugo. Yes, go now. Bakugo lays there in pain as he watches the battle continue. Eventually he could feel his eyes flutter shut from the amount of exhaustion he was in from the pain after he felt the shocks finally stop. Once they stopped completely, he saw nothing but darkness.